August 31, 2025, marked a turning point in Asian diplomacy, a day that would be remembered for years to come as the moment when old rivalries began to give way to new possibilities. At the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit in Tianjin, leaders from across the continent gathered, but all eyes were on India and China. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping took center stage as they agreed to move beyond their long-standing border disputes, choosing instead to focus on economic development, regional stability, and deeper cooperation. Their joint statement emphasized partnership over rivalry, with both leaders committing to strategic autonomy and a future not dictated by outside interests. This was a bold declaration, signaling a willingness to chart their own course. Concrete steps quickly followed, resuming long-stalled border talks, restarting the visa process for students and business travelers, and re-establishing direct flights between major cities. These practical moves were designed to rebuild trust and restore people-to-people connections that had been strained for years. The presence of global leaders at the summit underscored the significance of this rapprochement, signaling a new chapter for Asia's two giants and raising hopes for broader regional cooperation. The world now watches with anticipation to see if this spirit of cooperation can truly reshape the region's future, opening doors to peace, prosperity, and a shared vision for Asia. At the heart of the recent diplomatic thaw between India and China is a renewed and determined commitment to address their long-standing border dispute through peaceful negotiation, rather than confrontation or escalation. Both sides now recognize that dialogue is the only sustainable path forward and are taking concrete steps to avoid the mistakes of the past. India and China have revived formal dialogue mechanisms, moving away from tense military standoffs and instead focusing on structured, long-term solutions that can bring lasting stability to the region. These talks are more frequent and transparent than before, signaling a genuine desire for progress. Recent confidence-building measures like granting shared grazing rights to local herders along the border have helped foster trust and cooperation at the grassroots level, benefiting communities on both sides. Daily military meetings and regular communication between border commanders have further reduced friction on the ground, making misunderstandings and accidental escalations far less likely. Yet, mistrust lingers from past clashes, and India remains firm in its insistence on a comprehensive settlement that fully respects its territorial sensitivities and national interests. The creation of buffer zones has played a crucial role in preventing direct conflict and providing breathing space for both militaries. However, these buffer areas remain a point of concern for Indian security planners, who worry about long-term implications and the need for constant vigilance. Still, the ongoing commitment to dialogue and confidence building offers the best opportunity in years to transform the border from a flashpoint into a genuine zone of peace and cooperation. If these efforts succeed, they could unlock broader economic cooperation and allow both nations to focus on development, prosperity, and a more stable future for their people. One of the summit's most immediate outcomes is the normalization of people-to-people exchanges. Direct flights and resumed visas will revitalize business, academic, and cultural ties, making travel easier and boosting economic collaboration. Thousands of Indian students can return to Chinese universities, and scholars can resume joint research. The full resumption of the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra pilgrimage is a powerful gesture of respect for cultural and religious ties. These renewed connections foster goodwill and mutual understanding, building a resilient foundation for the broader relationship. Personal exchanges help dispel misconceptions and create a social fabric that can weather political storms. Reconnecting people is as strategic as any economic or military agreement. Economic ties between India and China are set for a significant reset, with India considering easing FDI rules specifically for Chinese investment. This move could mark a new chapter in the economic relationship between the two Asian giants. Proposals on the table could allow Chinese firms to acquire up to 24% equity in Indian companies without prior approval, signaling a newfound openness to business and investment from China. Recent joint ventures like Dixon Technologies partnering with Longcheer offer promising templates for future collaboration in electronics manufacturing. These partnerships are expected to boost local production and create jobs. However, both sides remain cautious. China is slow to approve deals involving sensitive technology, and India is wary of its trade deficit. This cautious approach reflects the complexities of their economic relationship. India's dependence on Chinese components is significant, but the current thaw in relations presents a chance to rebalance trade and seek greater market access. This could lead to a more equitable economic partnership. The success of this economic engagement will depend on balancing collaboration with competition. Both nations need to find a way to work together while also protecting their own interests. Both nations are moving carefully, seeking mutual benefit without compromising strategic interests. The future of India-China economic relations will be shaped by how well they manage this delicate balance. Strategic autonomy is now central to India's foreign policy, as articulated by Prime Minister Modi at the summit. India aims to cooperate with China where beneficial, while maintaining independence from external pressures and alliances. As a member of both the Quad and SCO, India balances diverse partnerships, engaging with China without abandoning other commitments. India is reopening investment channels, but also boosting domestic manufacturing to reduce reliance on Chinese supply chains. The goal: resilience and freedom of choice, not dependency. Stabilizing ties with China gives India space to focus on internal development and global influence. It's a careful balancing act, requiring vigilance and a clear focus on long-term interests. The India-China agreement could reshape Asia, easing regional anxieties and enabling collective action on shared challenges. A stable relationship reduces polarization and strengthens forums like the SCO, opening doors for broader security and economic cooperation. Synergy between China's Belt and Road Initiative and India's connectivity projects could benefit the entire continent. Deep mistrust and unresolved issues remain, but sustained engagement is key to lasting progress. The real test will be how both nations handle future disagreements and manage competition. This breakthrough is a conscious choice for pragmatism and progress over confrontation. If nurtured, it could unlock Asia's potential and strengthen its global voice.